Hi everyone, welcome back to Study Hat, and in today's lesson we'll be looking at writing essays. An essay then is a piece of writing where you are writing about a title. Now an essay can be either a personal essay where you are writing about a topic that is personal to you, or it can be a persuasive essay where you are arguing for and against a statement before coming up with your overall opinion. On the 11 plus examination, you might well be given an essay to answer, or you could be given an essay title among other options, and you might well decide that that is the one you want to select. So some examples of common essay questions for the 11 plus are as follows: my future career, a person I admire. Both of those are examples of personal essays. And then for persuasive essays, we have two examples: should teachers set homework, and should children be allowed to choose their own bedtime. Thinking about essays then, although they are very different in their tone and their overall purpose, there are some similarities in how you structure essays and how you structure stories. One of the main similarities is that an essay, like a story, needs to have a clear beginning, middle, and end. And the examiners will be looking to see if you can do that. Because one of the purposes in writing an essay is to have a clear beginning, middle, and end section, it's a very, very good idea to begin your essay, whether it's a personal one or whether it's a persuasive one, with a brief introduction. So, for an example, if you were writing an essay on a personal topic, such as my future career, you could begin with the line, I have always had a very clear idea of what I want my future career to be. Now, it doesn't matter if this is actually the case or not. This isn't necessarily something that you absolutely want to do as a career. It's just you making the best of the situation and taking the essay question and using it to produce something that really does showcase the very highest standard. So we could continue the introduction as follows. When I was a very young child, I was inspired to become a firefighter, and this aspiration has never left me. It is a career that interests me, contributes to society, and saves lives. For these reasons, it is my ideal future career. And we can see that that introduction does a number of different things. It very, very clearly links to the question and shows that the writer really does understand what they are being asked to do. It also signposts what the rest of the essay might contain by setting out different reasons why this person wants to become a firefighter. So it's a good example of an introduction. One of the purposes of an introduction for a persuasive essay is to show that you understand it's a topic which can be debated and that there are at least two opinions which you are going to be taking into consideration. For example, if you were writing an essay in response to one of our example questions at the beginning of this lesson, which is should teachers set homework, your introduction might look like this. The setting of homework is a controversial topic. Some people strongly believe it improves the child's understanding, while others believe that homework is unnecessary. Both of these viewpoints are valid. It can be most strongly argued, however, that homework is actually a vital part of education. So if we think about what that introduction has done, in the very first sentence, it has shown that the writer understands that this is a topic which is something that is debated through the use of the phrase controversial topic. It then briefly thinks about what some of the reasons for people believing that homework is necessary are, and then also briefly delves into the idea that other people disagree with that. What it then does is set out the opinion of the writer. It can be most strongly argued, however, that homework is actually a vital part of education. And if you wish to, this is something that you can do at the beginning of your answer, then looking at the different arguments before coming back to reiterate what your point of view is at the very end of the essay. Thinking then about the middle part of your essay, and just like in a story, the middle part is going to be by far the longest. It's going to be made up of a series of paragraphs, ideally 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs, particularly 4 paragraphs if we're talking about a persuasive essay, because it means that the content of the essay will be balanced between the for and the against argument. We could very much take the ideas in that introduction to come up with 3 paragraph topics. The first could be how I first became interested in becoming a firefighter and why I am still interested. The second could be how being a firefighter contributes to society and why that is important. And the third could be how being a firefighter saves lives. So you'd have there 3 paragraphs on different themes that would allow a full explanation of this writer's ideas and beliefs and thoughts. So for persuasive essays then, ideally you're going to have 4 paragraphs in the middle, 2 that deal with the argument in favour, 2 that deal with the argument against. So we could have, just briefly, 1 reason in favour, as it was mentioned in the introduction, homework improves children's understanding. 2nd reason in favour, it teaches children independent study skills. A reason against, it affects family time. And finally, another reason against, it can be said that there should be enough time during school hours to get the work done, therefore homework's not necessary. So we can see we've got 2 reasons in favour, 2 reasons against. What we need to think about now is how we can join those different parts of the essay together, and to do that we need to use connectives. So connectives can be used within paragraphs to connect your ideas. So if you've got 2 ideas on a similar theme, you can connect them within a paragraph. For example, we could say some people are against homework, and we could use the word therefore. Therefore, some people think homework is beneficial because, and continue the similar point. So on to the final part of your essay then, which will be a conclusion. For persuasive essays, your conclusion should briefly summarise your answer by referring to the different reasons you have given, and then end with your overall opinion and a brief reason for the way that you think. And then for personal essays, your conclusion again needs to summarise your answer. It doesn't need to deal with the different points of view. So it can finish by linking back to the question. And again, we have an example of how you might wish to conclude your essay on the topic of the ideal career. That concludes today's lesson on writing essays. Be sure to have a go at the quiz at the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next video.